My name is Sandeep Sagar, and today we will be going through the basic features of HTML, how to make a website or how to make a simple form to work on. Okay, as whatever you work on, like you work on as like ASP.NET project, Python or Java, PHP, anything. The basic that is for the UI design which we need is HTML. Okay, and whatever project you make in the web, okay, for the web browser, almost all of them requires an HTML coding. And when you uh, try to see the source code or the inspect element of any website or any web application, you will see the HTML code which is being rendered in Google Chrome or Firefox, any UI browsers. So basically the HTML is the basic to start with. So, okay, so I have set my screen. Basically, to work on HTML, we can use any HTML supported, like you can say, application. It can be Visual Studio, it can be normal HTML editor or a notepad also, anything. Just you need to maintain the perfect syntax, okay, and uh, that that application or the editor should support the HTML and the HTML content to render and to view what you are doing it. Okay, so basically, like from the word HTML, like I think it is very clear that like from the basic of this is like hypertext markup language. Okay, so it is like HTML is the like combination of lots of like markups, okay, or you can say symbols. So basically it is predefined some symbols which we use in the HTML, okay, and like we will go through one by one of it. So I'm sharing my screen. I think it is already shared. So basically, I am using Visual Studio. Why? Because I am a like ASP.NET developer, and I prefer Visual Studio from my side because like it is very easy tool to use, and there are some toolbox also where you can get all the HTML like tools if you need. Okay, so and also if you know all the tags, so you can write by your own. You don't need any tool for it. So today we will not be using any tool for that. We will be doing like one by one by our own, and we will like render that into a website. So basic requirement here is uh, any editor or application where HTML code can be done, and any browser. It can be like Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Mozilla, anything which supports HTML. So all of the browsers supports HTML, HTML5 and older version also. Maybe some browser does not support JavaScript jQueries. So in that we need the upgraded version of browsers. So that's a different part. But today we will be going with the basic HTML. Okay, so like this is the like basic tag of HTML. Okay, so to make a website or a web application, we need to write a HTML tag opening bracket and closing bracket. Okay, so basically when we write a HTML, less than equals to and greater than equals to is one tag, which inside it is written HTML, and the closing we just give a slash. So this is the basic to start with an HTML, and inside there are two parts. One is the head of the HTML body, and second is the body. So basically in the head we provide title, the title of the page. We can give some meta tags. Okay, we will proceed one by one with this. What are it used? We can give some links, like for example some CSS links or some JavaScript links, some library or anything. Everything will go in the head tags. In the body, like by the name, it is the body of the like the whole HTML page. So whatever we do the designing, whatever we do the content writing or anything, any form, that will go in the body tag. Okay, so basically you can see every tag has a starting and an ending. So if it is HTML, then it is the ending HTML. Inside that it is head, then head has an ending. Body, then again body has an ending. Title, so title has an ending. So what title means here. For example, this I have opened in a browser. Okay, so it's a blank page. Why? Because like there is nothing body in it. The body is blank and title is also blank. So if we want to see the source of it, view source page. See, if I right click and do a source page, see the exact what I have written in Visual Studio, you will get the same here. So it is rendered into the HTML because we are writing in any HTML code. So you can see the source also. Okay, so and currently you will see it is like localhost 58691. So this is my port, localhost port, and this is my page name, HTML index.html. By default, the like web if you are working on Windows server or Windows like laptop, so the IIS, whatever IIS version you have, the default page is index. It can be index.html in the HTML, it can be index.php in PHP, and it can be index.axpx or default.axpx in ASP.NET. So these are the defaults, but you can make a default by your own in the IIS. Okay, you can update that, or you can redirect to whatever page you want by the code. So we will like proceed on that next, maybe next class, but here let us first yeah, you can ask a question, no problem. Yes.
Yeah, but already I told that the source code is stored in the source file, whatever
Yeah.
we written in index.html.
Yes.
So whenever we go to a web page and we
Yeah.
control U, if we press control U, we get the entire the source code of that page, particular page.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is there any way to log the code? I mean, if this is public, so anyone can clone this. So
Yeah, sure. So see, like there are ways to lock it. Okay, uh,
okay.
like nowadays, simple what they do, like it is very simple, but it is not so effective. They disable the right click. Okay, or the
Okay.
keyboard by the JavaScript code, as you told, Control U. Okay, so
Yeah.
you can disable this Control U click on the browser by JavaScript. Okay,
Okay.
ASCII code. Each from the JavaScript you get an ASCII code values of each key. Okay, and also the right click and left click. Whatever you can disable in the JavaScript in the body. When
Okay.
in the next class, when we will do the jQuery JavaScript work on some of the validation and these all, so
Hmm.
that we will cover there, but it can be disabled.
Okay.
But there are ways you can enable that also. There are some you can say uh, like some tools. Okay, and
Okay.
also some browser you can say dependencies where you can disable it, but like normal people cannot. But if you are a very technical, then you can enable that uh, like this browser right click. There is
Okay.
another second way is like we can encrypt it, or we can use an iframe.
Okay.
Okay, we design the full page in HTML and we display it in an encrypted way. So encryption is also one process that is more secure than disabling any right click or any keyboard.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
third is like you can one is encryption, second is disabling the button and the right click and that. Okay, and third is the iframe. So three way you can use, but sometimes some of the JavaScript code does not work in the iframe. Okay,
Okay.
maybe the current browser will support, but you cannot make a website for only new browser or new like updated one. You need to take care of Safari, you need to take care of Mozilla, you need to take care of Internet Explorer, because that is like important, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
iframe cannot be any like good solution for that, but yeah,
Okay.
encryption is good.
Okay.
Okay, so that
Okay.
is one. But like one thing is like very clear here. uh, Whatever code you write, whatever logic you write, or whatever database like database code you write, that is not like viewed in like this source code. Only the HTML render and the JavaScript will be viewed. Your logic of getting data,
Hmm.
storing data cannot be retrieved from this right click
Yeah.
or control U. So in that case, you are safe. But if you want, you can encrypt it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yeah, welcome. So now, so so let me first start with the title. Okay. So we need to change this title. Like we need to give our own page title, and we need to proceed with that. One second. Let me give, for example, HTML class. Okay. If we refresh this, you will see the title has changed, right? So you, if the title increases, like if you give a long title of 5-6, like maybe 5-6 letter, or like 5-6 words, so it will like display only 10 or 20, right? So sometimes in the browser you will see this text, the title text also moving. If it is a large text, so it's moving. So that is a JavaScript work. Like I will take, like tackle that part in the next class. But this also can be moved, or it can rotate also. You can add your own image, like one favicon. It is called a favicon icon. So you can add an icon here also. It, like the default is the internet icon, but you can give your website icon, or like or anything. Okay. So that also can be done here. Okay. Next is, uh, next we will go through some tags. Okay. Basically, to write anything, any text in the browser, or in the HTML, we can normally write anything like, this is my new session. This is also supported. There is no problem of writing this, but like this is not a good way of writing any text, or anything, or designing a website. I'm just showing that this will also work if you write any text in the body tag also. It will work, but this is not a good way. Like if you want a line break, or if you want a background color, and designing cannot be done, but this is supported, it will work. Okay. So for writing any text or writing any paragraph, we use p tag for paragraph. Okay. So Visual Studio is a very good tool, in sense like if I write the starting of any tag and close it, it will automatically close the end tag. So there is a very less chance of getting like forgotten by the end tag. What happens sometimes when we like don't give the end of any markup, then sometimes the design gets break. Okay, that basically happens in some paragraph or some div. So that will I will also show you. But whenever it is a good habit, whenever we start, we should end that tag. So if I write here same thing, this is my new, it will display same, no change on that. But we should use a paragraph, because we may need some text below, some text right in the website. Like when we design a website, there are different sections where we write some text, where we give some images. So if we use tag in a proper way, then that website looks good, and we can also design it properly. Okay. So this is a paragraph tag. We can write multiple paragraph tags, so no problem on that. And if we give another paragraph, so it will make a new line itself, because the paragraph, one paragraph, then you give a second, it's a second paragraph, like this. Okay. So my, like this, if I give a second paragraph, so it will automatically go into the second line. So line break automatically happens when second paragraph is used. We don't need to give a special line break, or a like or a, you can say inter tag, or any extra coding. If you use paragraph, it is automatically a next line. Okay. Second tag is like a a tag. A tag is basically a link tag. For example, when we create a website or any web application, we have different menu. When we click on the menu, new page opens, or we want to redirect somewhere. Like if For example, if you visit our website, there are some online classes, links are there. There are some study material links. So when you click on that, you will see a redirect happens to that page. So for that, we need a a tag, okay? But only giving a tag will not help here. We need to give the reference when we like where this tag will redirect, okay? So for that, we have a tag href, okay? And here we can give any website URL or a different page URL. If you see, it is automatically coming an index.html, but as we are already in index.html, we don't need to give it. We can give a different page name or a Google link, Facebook link, anything. So for example, if I open a Google and I want to give this reference here, so we can copy paste into the href, okay? And we need to write something, because if I open this, so it is not showing here, okay, because there is no text to display. So we need to write any text you want. So you can say anything, click here to open. Now if I refresh, you will see a link comes, and when I click on this, the Google opens. But if we want to modify it more, we want to click here, but it should open in a new tab. Why? Because sometimes the website has a requirement that whatever the link you want to click, if you are redirecting into your own project, then okay, we can have and click and next page will come. But if it is an external link and you want to open in a new tab or a new window, okay, then you need to write a small tag here. It is target blank, okay? So if I refresh and click target blank, see, this page is also there and Google also opened, okay? So the work is same, but the link opens or the page opens in a new tab, and in that case we have two tab open automatically. We can open, like we can click multiple times and that many pages will open, okay? Now also one thing,
is there any other
Yeah.
way to use target blank? I mean, is there any other way to without
Yeah.
using target blank?
Yeah, you can use when you will working on the JavaScript jQueries, you can make a on click, okay? You can make a on click and call a function, you can redirect to any page, okay? In
Okay, okay.
that is a case of JavaScript or jQueries, which like we will work on it. But there
Okay.
there are sometimes what happen, we want to you can say manipulate some data on a click. And for example, if we are in a payment gateway, okay, and we buy something and we want to click, we add it to the cart, there is a 500 rupees some item, and we want to click, it redirects to the payment gateway, right? In that case, there is a aref, so there is a href, but there is some data calculation and sending some information to the next website or a next payment gateway. In that case, this on click will come here, okay, and the data will be manipulated or formatted according to the requirement, and that will be passed to the website on a redirect. It can be a same page, or it can be a target blank, or a new page or a new window, okay? So that can also be done, no problem on that. So for basic, you can use target blank, or if you are using jQuery and you don't want to use target, you can call a function and you can redirect that. That is also like very much usable, and we mostly use that in development. We mostly use that only, okay? For why? Sometimes we want to redirect to the same page from different section. So we create a function that has a window redirect to that page, and we call that function wherever we need. Mostly we do like that, but this is also done if it is a single click and you want to redirect. Okay. Yeah. So next is heading tag. We have 6 header tags, like from H1 to H6. Okay. H1 is the you can tell H1 is the most important tag because it's like large font, large in size, and like it is used for like some highlighting. Like if you have a bold and high, you want to display something in a text, that this is this header tag or something, then we use H1. From H1 to H6 the size difference comes. If we use H1 and write something, VS, okay, if I write this, and same thing if I repeat 6 times with different tag, you will see the difference. Yeah, same text but in different tag from H1 to H6. If I refresh, you will see the difference. H1 is the largest one, then a bit small, more, and H6 is a very small. So in general terms, we call H1 as an important tag. Okay, like, and H6 is the least important, like in the general term. But there are other ways also where you can increase or decrease the size of a text. It is not bound to use H tag. You can use a paragraph and you can define the size of the text or the color of the text or the structure of the text, whatever. Like these tags are used, but in general we prefer like paragraph tag or a div or a span, and we write the style or a class for that. I will show you in like when the talks proceed. Okay, so this is heading tag which from H1 to H6. But if you see H6, you can increase more with the style. You can make it more large. You can make it more large by using the you can say the style of the text. So I will show you like in next. Okay, now the most important in the website is the image. Okay, like most of the website, and you can say all of the website mostly has some images to make it more attractive, or like to display the gallery, to display anything. Like images are a like very important, plays an important part in the website or web application. Okay, so for that we have a tag called img, image. So here if you can see this tag automatically got closed. Why? Because there is nothing to write. Like if we write like this, okay, if we write like this is also not wrong. Okay, this there will be a green symbol underline, this is also not wrong, it will also work. But to make it more clear way and use the proper tag, we can use this, because we in the H1 H6 paragraph and also in the aref, you can see we write something in the text but nothing to write for the image. You just need to display the image, right? So for this there are two ways. One, you can refer to any image which is in different website or any another application if you have the URL of that image, or you can use from your own like project also. So like let me show you from our project only. Okay, so here this is the project. We can make a folder so that our all the images stays in one folder, and we can call it we can call it img, no problem with that. And we can add an image. Okay, we can add some item, or we can add some new item, okay, from the browse, or we can directly copy paste also into this folder, or where we have kept the like this project, we can keep it there only. Okay, let me copy anything, like we can make a default, one second, picture, or let me download anything, any image. We can download anything, icon. Let us download this, okay, or this one, save image. Okay, we can directly copy paste this into our project. Paste, or we can open this project wherever you have kept, in any drive or in a desktop, anywhere, and we can directly paste here anything you want. Okay, now we need to refer this URL where it is, like it can be in a browser, as I said, and anywhere, or it can be in your own folder. Okay, so like in the a tag we use href. It is almost similar but not the same. It is, so we use here src. Okay, if we click, because it is Visual Studio, it is very good tool, so it automatically identifies what we need. If we wrote src, so it will directly point to the folders which we have in the project. If I go to the image, you see it shows my image here, and see it already took. If it would be have any text editor or any like notepad, then you need to find the path and you need to write it. Just like using a tool makes your work easy, but if you like, you can use like notepad also. If you know the path, you can directly give it. Okay. So see, the image is very large. Okay, it took the whole page, or more, in fact more than that. There are two options to do this. Either we can reduce the size of the image, or we can directly give the height and width of this image here only. But if you are specific that this will be my image height and width, it is better to take the image of same height and width. Why? Because like, to render the image, if it is very large, it will take time in the website. If somebody is working with 2G, or like from like limited data, and they are visiting your website, then it will like take huge amount of like net, or you can say the KB or MB, to like render that image and display you. And also your website or the software will also be bulky in size also, and also in the rendering purpose. Okay, so you can use of Photoshop, or you can find a small image according to your choice. But also, if you don't want that, we can give the height and width of the image. There is no problem with that. It is up to you, whichever you want. For example, if I give 50 pixel and height also 50 pixel. Okay, see, okay, the height and width of the image got like small. So for example, if you are not sure what is the good height or width you need to give to your website, or the image, okay, you are just doing 60, again checking 70, again checking, so this is not a good way. Okay, there are like, if you are working on a browser, what you can do, you can right click on the image, inspect, okay, and one second, yeah. So if I right click on this and did I inspect, okay, So here you can see this line came, and you can directly change here and see what you want. See, you can increase and decrease according to your choice. Okay, you can give 80, give a enter. So it is like very easy. What size you want, you can do a right click, inspect, and write the size and width. You can do the experiment here, and you can set a good height or width which you want, and it's a like real view which you can get it from here. So I want 80 and 80. Okay, now what I will do, I will give here 80. I am satisfied with this height and width. Now I am clear, and I will do a refresh, and this is 80 and 80. Okay, so this is a good way of development. Almost all the developers use like this. What is the exact size and what looks to your website good. Okay, so any question up to here?
We can also adjust the picture position by using
Padding
P-align.
and yeah, p-align, padding, margin, whatever you can. Okay, we will proceed on that. Like for example, you need a gap here. Okay, you need that
I have a
images
question.
should go. Yeah.
Is that a good practice to use URLs for images? Because if the URL, I mean the image is too big, and we put the URL on our web page, and when the web page loads, it
Yeah.
will take more time, and it take more data. So
See,
is it a good practice?
in some case, yes. I am giving you the case where if you are using Azure, Amazon, this type of global like servers, right? So AWS, for example, do the caching of its own. Okay, and you have a bucket there where you upload all the images, right? So if you display, if you give the URL of that bucket, of the image from the bucket, the caching and these all things are already done by the AWS server. Okay, so if the user is always using that website, so it will take first time it will take the time to render, but next time it is into the cache of that server. Okay, and it knows that what you are opening. So
Okay, okay.
in that case it is good. But yeah, if you are using any Google link or any third party URL, in that case it is bad, because you don't, like as you told, it is, you don't know how much size or how much MB it is, right?
Yeah.
But depends on how your server is and where your project is being uploaded. Does it support caching?
So
Does it?
it exactly depends on our server. I mean,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
server I am using.
yeah. And
Okay.
also one thing, if for some of the client in real life takes very small server, okay,
Yeah.
like very small and very slow, so in that case you need to maintain the like the image size according to that, so that like you cannot fill the size with the images, right?
Yeah.
You need
Exactly.
to maintain that. So it fully depend upon how you will use and what you are using to upload your website. And also uh, if you are using AWS, and like you have a good client base and your load in the website, in per second there are 500 600 customers, obviously the company or you will use a global server, and that will have its own caching and these all things, so that will handle it. Okay,
Okay.
but
Okay.
keeping in a folder is good. But if someone needs an AWS that they need a caching of its own, then you need to use the URLs. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Any more?
I sometime I always watch some codings of HTML and CSS. Some developers are put the URL in CSS instead of in HTML page. Is that any difference?
Okay, there is no difference, because when the website will render, when you view the code, okay, when you view the source code, everything will be loaded in the same page, right? They
Right.
use the CSS images, so that if same image, for example your company logo, right, and it will be used in each page, then why to uh, write the same thing, or why to write the same code in each page? You can make a class in the CSS file, and you can use that class which will have that image, right? And for example, your logo changed, like the company wants to change the logo, so you need to change in only one place, and everywhere full website changed, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so in that case it is very good. But both way, if you want to work more, then you need to write like normal in the page.
Image tag.
Yeah, yeah. If you are a good designer, if you want to make your code proper and less bulky and user friendly, that if any updation comes and you are quick, then CSS is the good way. We will proceed on that. Okay. There are two ways of writing a there are three ways of writing a CSS, you can say. One is the inline with a style.
Yeah.
Second, in the head tag. Third, you can take a CSS file, write it there, and just make a link into your HTML. Okay. Anyway is good according to your motive and according to the project. But if you ask like what is the standard way, standard way is making a CSS file and redirecting it to the like page, so that you can use that class or the CSS wherever you want according to the requirement.
Okay, one thing more.
Yeah.
If I add a CSS file using aref, okay, and when the page loads,
Yeah.
in C program in general, what happen? Execution top to bottom. Okay,
Yeah.
execution happen is in HTML web page. Is there anything they
Top
are
to bottom.
continuous or top to bottom?
Top to bottom. Yeah. Same. See, like
Okay,
if you are doing PHP, .NET, Java, Python, anything, the browser will open and each browser has the same logic, top to bottom.
okay.
Okay. So one example for that, if for example this is a paragraph, okay,
Yeah.
and I wrote one class here that this paragraph text will be red, okay, and also here I gave style text equals to black. What will happen? It will take the black.
Yeah.
Because this is what written in the next line.
Yeah.
Okay. And if here I write a class, again make that paragraph blue, what will happen? It will be blue. But I want whatever is written wherever, I need black anyhow. Okay. In that case, one second, style color, if I write, okay, red, for example, and above also there is some class written, below also in some CSS file also, but anyhow I need red and red. Only one way, make it important. It will forget.
I mean, it means if I'm using a CSS file with a link, apart from that, it doesn't bother the CSS file. It will strictly follow the red color.
Yeah. If you if in the line inline I make it important, it will be red only. If it was normal and below or at the above I made something class color black important, the important will be rendered only. Okay, so that's the important, and it will forget anything. Why?
I mean, important tag is work like I mean, whatever in CSS doesn't matter. It will strictly follow the important tag.
Yeah, you can use in the color, like whatever CSS you write, if you give an important just beside that, that will only be seen in the browser.
Okay.
And if there are two important, then the last one, same thing. If it is too important, for example, color black important and color red important, maybe, then last one in the same case. Okay. Yeah. Anything more? Should I proceed?
Yeah. Go on.
Okay. Please. Yeah. So now the next like tag which we will be doing is an HR. Okay, HR is basically you can tell a line break, but there is with a line break what it does, it's 1 second, it has its own color like predefined, like one line will be drawn. You can say a line break with a design that from here next line starts one line. You can use HR, you can use a div and make the background color, you can use a table, make the border color, anything you can use, whatever you know. But HR is a good like tag to make a line break and a line with it. Okay, next is break. One was HR and second is break. For example, my name is Sandeep, I am from, if I write this, so it's in one line, okay, and same paragraph, but I want this I am from Kolkata to be next line, but without this like HR. Okay, I just want that it comes in the next line. There are two ways. We can use two paragraph, no problem, but I don't want to use. I want here only a break happens. So then I will do a BR tag like this break. What it will do? It will be a paragraph with same color style, but two lines will be there. A line break without any HR or something, it's just a line break. Okay, if I want some gapping also or something, then we will use padding and margin, that I will show you like next, but this is the line break which we use. Okay, also we can use many things here, for example color. Also we can use font family. Font family is like it is the fonts family like we use in Word, like it is, you can use Arial, you can use anything, whatever font you have, you can use it from here. For example, if I use this, okay, also you can use font size, which I was telling, without HR tag you can use the font size, either you can give large, larger, largest, small. Okay, let me give large. You can also use, there are lots of, you can see font family, font size, font style. Font style if you use, it can be italic, normal. So if I give this much of design and if I refresh the page, you see italic with a large font and this all. We can make it more large if we want, double X large. Okay, so here it is almost similar to H1, but like whatever I need. Okay, it is up to me, whatever size I give.
One
Now,
question
yeah,
for font size.
Yeah.
You just explicitly write XX large, so it will take large. Okay, so sometimes I used to see developer
20
are
pixel.
using not pixel. They using like a 0.2 REM. I mean, what is REM? I don't know.
Basically like for giving the size, there are like one which I wrote like large predefined ones. Okay, which 1 second, which which is, it is a predefined one. Second is the pixel. Okay, which you can say 20 pixel, 30 pixel, 40 pixel. Same, if you give it as REM, it also defines the size. Browser can read whatever you give. Okay, it is not like you just need to give the specific. It can understand whatever tag. There are multiple tags to give the size, like REM. If you give pixel, if you give normal, if you use H1, anything based on your own requirements.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes we give padding and margin. but sometimes we give inline height, line heights. Okay, it is same. Whatever you use, you just need to understand according to the requirements. Okay.
If I
Yeah.
erase the P and X, it will work or not?
If you erase the P and X, it font size, yes, it will work. 20. If I give more, 40. Okay, give me 100. It.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
See, it automatically knows that size default is pixel. Okay. For here also, if you see, it is green. If I give 80, it will work. Pixel, it will automatically know it is a pixel. Okay. No problem in this. So it automatically knows, like if you are giving anything, size predefined, it's a pixel. But if you want to give enlarge and like REM, and you need to point that. Okay.
One thing more. What is
Yeah.
font weight? Weight. There is a
Font. Yeah.
font weight. Weight.
Yeah. If you give the font weight, 1 second. Font weight. It is like again the same. Pixel only. You can use bold, lighter, small. Okay. You can give bold, and like it is the like you can say the boldness of the tag, p tag or the text. Okay, bold. When we do an like word, we give bold b, right? We can either write a strong. Okay, let me show you one another. Okay, 1 second. It will be easy if I show. Let me take a tag, bold tag b. If I write hi, how are you? This is also bold b. Write strong. This is also same. And if I write a paragraph and style, font weight, okay. If I refresh, 1 second, let me give a break. 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 Hi, how are you? 1 second. B type. Okay, I didn't wrote anything here. Hi, how are you? Paragraph. See. Be strong, a paragraph with a font weight bold. Okay. See, same, right? But if you want to, but in a bold, it is predefined, the size. Strong is predefined, but here you can give more. You can give 900, or if you don't want this, you can make it bold and increase the size of the text, right? So these three can work, whatever you can use, bold, strong, and font weight. Almost same, does the same work. See, 900, same size. Like the bold size is same, but the text is bold. Normally, which we use in the word bold B, right? Yeah. Anything more?
No. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Here, font size. Sorry, font style. I wrote italic. Okay, and the text became italic. But there is also a tag to write italic. We can use I. If we use I tag, let me close this. Okay, if we use I tag, so it's automatic italic. Either in a paragraph or in a text, we can do a styling and make it font style italic, or we can use an I tag to make it italic. Anything you can use. Okay. So anything problematic here? Now I will be going to the div and table concept. Any questions up to here?
No,
You
till
can
now it
use
is
both
clear.
tags like I tag and font width together.
Yeah, we can use. Yeah. Why not? We can use. If I do a paragraph here and paragraph end here, okay, in a paragraph we use italic, font weight and italic. Let me refresh. See, it became bold with an italic font. We can use the color also, anything like tag inside tag, no problem in HTML. Okay. In the H1 also you can use bold, you can use italic, paragraph, no problem with that. Okay.
Okay.
One more thing, see, as I'm giving the class, there are lots of things which I wrote and like I want to comment it. Okay. So for example, if I want to comment these two part, okay, either we can do control KC in Visual Studio, KC, or we can use this tag, okay, smaller bracket, like less than, exclamation symbol, 2 dash, at the end again 2 dash, greater than symbol. So that line will be comment, and if you refresh the browser, that is gone. Okay, we basically use this. For example, we need to write some heading, or like there is some calculation and we need to make it good naming conventions, or we need to write some text above the code, like this code is for this is for calculation of this. So we need to hide that also, but as a developer, or as a, you can say, marking, we need to write something that this was a tag used for bold. So what happened when we open the project after like few days or this, so we are not distracted what this is used for, right? But this will be not shown in the browser, it is commented. Okay, so it is also good practice to use this type of comments, so that you are not lost with lots of like coding and what's its use. Some function you write for validation, some function you write for color, for a particular thing, so you can write a comment on that, above that. Okay, like this.